Although Illustrator is a drawing and illustration application, it has powerful control of objects on the page, which also makes it a great choice for comping a web page or creating web-based graphics. Let's take a look at some of the tools available for working with artwork destined for the web inside of Illustrator. I'm beginning this video with the web_site.ai file already open on my computer. And you can see that it's really a basic comp of a web page that I want to create inside of Illustrator. Now up here at the top I have the header that's going to appear on the website. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom in on this header so we can get a better look. And as a matter of fact, what I'll do is zoom in on the right hand side to focus on this text. Now what I'm going to do is come up to the view menu, and you'll notice that one of the features we have is what's called a pixel preview. So I'm going to turn that on. And what this does is simply generates or renders your artwork using pixels. So as you know, Illustrator is a vector-based program. However, when you export graphics for the web, they are exported to a raster-based format. And therefore, we need a little bit of control when doing so. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit further just so we can see what this looks like. Now you can see as you get zoomed in far enough, you can see I'm zoomed in to about 800%, we can see the pixel grid start to show on the artwork. And we can see currently how this artwork is being rendered. Now what I want to do is click on my type here, and it has been converted to outlines. And if we come up here to our transform link, you'll notice that there's an option in here to align to pixel grid. And the idea behind this is to try and render your artwork as clean as possible, because when artwork gets converted from vector to raster, sometimes you lose a little bit of the detail because the pixel fidelity is lost. But by aligning it to a pixel grid, it tries to render the artwork appropriately for raster-based output. And what you'll see is that when I turn on this checkbox, if you watch the artwork, it's going to shift a little bit. And that's because the artwork is now trying to occupy a full pixel when appropriate. I'm just going to press Command Z to undo that, and we can see how at the very edges of our artwork that it's not real solid. We're losing a little bit of the detail. But if I come up here and I choose Align to Pixel Grid, you'll see that now it's occupying the full pixel area and is going to be rendered much more clean in the final artwork. So that looks pretty good. We can move over to this artwork as well. We can see that this is being rendered as pixels as well. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see this. This is actually utilizing symbols to generate this artwork. And again, we can go to transform, and we can see now that Align to Pixel Grid is turned on, all of these symbols are now trying to occupy the full pixel also. So I'm going to press Command 0 on Mac or Control 0 on Windows, and that's how we can get the artwork to render as smoothly as possible when going out to the web. Now in addition, I would like to slice this artwork. So down here at the bottom of our tools panel, we do have a slice tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that tool. Now the most basic way you can use this tool is to simply click and drag to draw an area to divide your artwork. You'll notice that now this becomes slice 1, this becomes slice 2, and I can come in here if I want to and manually click and drag, but I think you're going to find that this is not the most precise way that I could do this. So I'm going to press Command Z twice to undo that slicing. And the way that I prefer to create slices is to utilize guides. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to my selection tool, and I'm going to click on the ruler at the top of my screen. If you don't see your rulers, just go to the View menu and choose Rulers, Show Rulers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the ruler and drag down, and what you'll see is that I want to align the guide to the edge of these components. Now before I do that, let's do one more thing. Let's turn off the pixel grid. So I'll go to View, turn off Pixel Preview. And now, because I have Smart Guides turned on, we can see that the edges of the objects are getting highlighted. If you go to your View menu, come down here and make sure that Smart Guides is turned on. That'll help with this process. So I'm going to click on the ruler, drag down. When it snaps to the path, I'm going to go ahead and let go. Go ahead and do that over here too. Drag one out here to this point. And then let's do one more. We'll drag this all the way down here to the bottom. And that's going to create guides that we can use. So to create my artwork, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to the select menu and I'm going to choose all. And that's going to select all of the artwork on my artboard. And then I'm going to come down to the object menu, come down to slice, and I'm going to choose create from guides. When I do that, you're going to see that it has generated all of the slices I need for my project. Now, it actually divided these areas up into more slices than I need in the header and the footer because I had a guide going all the way down. So if I click and hold on my slice tool, I have the slice selection tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click once out here to deselect everything. And then I'm going to click on the first slice to select it. I'm then going to hold down the Shift key and click on the second slice to select it as well. And then I'm going to go to the Object menu, Slice, and I'm going to choose Combine Slices. That way I now have just one slice up here at the top. I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. Click on Slice 4, Shift click on Slice 5, come up here to the Object menu, Slice, and choose Combine Slices. Now that's looking exactly the way that I want it to. So to actually save my artwork for the web, I'm going to come up here to the File menu, and I'm going to choose Save for Web. And what this is doing up here at the top, you can see it's showing me an optimized view of what this is actually going to look like when I save the files. Now you see I have an original version that I can see what it looks like, the original artwork. Then I can click Optimize to see the optimized version. Now, what I can also do, I have the slice selection tool selected right up here. I'm going to click on the first slice. The format I want to use here is going to be Ping 8. So in the name drop-down menu, come down here and choose Ping 8. And I'm going to set the diffusion to no dither and turn off transparency for that top one. For the one over here to the left, this is more of a continuous tone image. I'm going to change this to Ping 24. And I don't need transparency there. Go ahead and click on the third slice. This one can just be a standard Ping 8. I'm going to turn the dither off on that one. And then what we can do, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the hand tool and just slide this up. And for the bottom, I'm going to render that using CSS, so we really don't need to save it. I'll just leave that one set to the defaults. Now in the export, you can see I can choose all slices. I can choose only the selected slices or only the user slices. So I'm going to make sure I choose all slices here. And I'm going to go ahead and click the Save button. It's going to ask me where to save these. So I'm going to go ahead and save these to my desktop. For file format, images only is the only option that we have, and that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And if I go ahead and hide Illustrator, we can come out to my desktop and we'll see that we have a folder here called Images. And if I open that up, here are the 4 Ping files that have been generated for my website. If I click on the first one, I can just do a quick preview on the Mac by pressing the space bar, and we can see here that this is the artwork that it generated, one for each slice in my artwork. Illustrator gives you a lot of control when creating graphics for the web. You don't need specialty web software to create graphics for the web. Illustrator does the job and does it quite well.